So hi guys, we're here with Alvin, who is the COO of BitgetWallet. Alvin, it's great to be here with you.
Thank you for inviting. Great to be here.
Absolutely. How do you find Paris?
Man, great vibes. I mean, I just landed last night and this morning I'm feeling refreshed again. Man,
Yeah.
look at the crowd, it's amazing.
I have one question before we begin the interview.
Go ahead.
Are people talking English to you in France?
I think some of them tried speaking to me in French, but yeah, mostly English.
Absolutely. So let's kick it off, Alvin. What is BitgetWallet?
Yep. So BitgetWallet is a self-custodial wallet. We have 20 over million users today globally. So if you want to use a wallet to interact with Web3 dApps, you want to buy certain tokens, trade them, or you want to stake your ETH and whatever, we basically are a gateway to Web3 for the user. Right? So all the interactions that you want on Web3, you can get it all through one single app.
Absolutely. And so how is BitgetWallet different from the competitors and stuff?
Yep, lots. I will start off with lots. But the two main things, right, is a lot of people are using self-custodial wallets for trading, right? You want to buy tokens that are early. Many of these tokens are not listed on exchanges. But the swap experience today, I think, is still very much, there's a big gap between what you can get on an exchange versus what you get on a wallet, right? And we at BitgetWallet, we feel that there is no need for such a compromise. Just because you're using a wallet to swap doesn't mean you have to settle for a poorer UI. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of our research and development has gone into the experience of swapping a token, and it starts from discovery. Where are some of the hottest tokens right now? What are some of the on-chain data, right? And what are they telling us? For example, we actually have a function called Smart Money. We analyze all the profitable traders and we tell users in real time what are the tokens they are buying or selling, right? And these are some of the insights that you can't get, right, on other wallets. Yeah. So the swap experience is one. The other one where we differentiate a lot is actually in earning tokens. We want to be the best wallet where you can earn tokens from. Right, so what we have done is we introduced a questing platform on our wallet. Users can easily, through our single mobile app, right, do tasks within 5 minutes, or in the app, you don't have to leave the app to go to some other websites that you don't trust, right, and then earn the tokens from projects. Every week we've been doing this. Last week alone, I think we gave out 100 plus to almost 200,000 worth of prizes, and we do this every single week for users.
Absolutely. And from what I understand, BitgetWallet is different from Bitget, which is the company,
very different,
right?
Yes.
So how are you guys different from them?
Yep. So few key differences. One is on the custody side of things, right? So if you don't mind, the entity having custody over your assets, right? You just want a safe place, a brand that you trust to trade. Going to an exchange is fine. But increasingly, people do prefer self-custody. So you want to have full control over the assets that you have, then you use a self-custody wallet like BitgetWallet. The second one is that if you look at the whole universe of tokens out there, right, there are, I don't know how many tokens, hundreds of thousands of tokens out there. Yeah. Only a few hundred are listed on exchanges. Right? 99.9% of the tokens are actually out there in the decentralized web, and you can only access them through a wallet. Yeah. So if you want to have if you have some early alpha on some of the tokens that are very, very early on in their life cycle of the coin, you would need a wallet to actually access it. Yeah. And then the third one is there is a lot of opportunities, not just from trading tokens, but also in staking, for example. You have other narratives that are coming up, like restaking, real-world assets. If you want to tap on those kind of opportunities, again, you would need a wallet to be able to interact with the different dApps to do it.
Absolutely. And recently I've been hearing a lot of news about BWB token. Can you tell us? Great
that you've heard of it.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So BWB is our platform token for BitgetWallet. BitgetWallet was founded in 2018, so it's been 5 years coming. We feel that right now we are facing a very, very strong growth, and it's an inflection point, right, where we want to scale to the next level, and it's the right time to do it. Mm-hmm. So what we're doing right now is we have a BWB campaign. So users, feel free to download our wallet, go to our website, find out more about the campaign. You can earn BWB points by doing simple tasks like swapping, holding assets in the wallet and so on. After that, next month in May, these points will be converted into BWB tokens that will be airdropped to your wallet addresses.
Right.
Right. And then we will launch it on exchanges soon after that.
Absolutely. And so, Alvin, why did you choose to attend the Paris Blockchain Week?
Yep. So, I've been, for a lot of my blockchain career, I think I've been traveling a lot to like Vietnam and Southeast Asia, to the Asian side of things. Wanted to come here and see how's the vibe here in Europe. And the reason is because Europe has been one of our fastest growing regions for our wallet users.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely a lot of different reasons for that. Just general wider adoption across Europe as well. So keen to come here and talk to different partners and find out more about this region.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this question. Is there any startup here, apart from BitgetWallet, that you think is going to change the world as we know it in the next 10 years?
Man, lots. Crypto is so young, right? It's so nascent as an industry. I wouldn't name a particular project, but I would say where I'm most bullish on is actually on real world assets. I do think it's, again, very early in the cycle. There are so many things to deal with, like regulations and stuff. I met an RWA project, and they told me that the entire process of tokenizing an asset into crypto, there's about 20 to 30 different steps. It's a lot. But where I see the potential is, if you look at the market value of all the crypto assets, and you look at, obviously, the market value of all the tokens, all the assets in the real world, it's a lot bigger, right? And if we can solve some of these things, and I've seen some of it, whether it's like ticketing, whether it's commodities, whether it's solar farms and so on, there's so many things and so many opportunities in the real world that can come in. And where I'm most excited about is not even in the monetary value. I believe that technology levels the playing field, and a lot of these investments that were, typically only available to accredited investors in the past, through tokenization could go, be accessible to the wide mass retail. Obviously, again, regulations, safeguards and stuff has to come in, but I'm really bullish about this.
Absolutely. And so, what is your message to someone who missed the Paris Blockchain Week this year?
Well, you definitely missed out, but no worries. I'm sure there's one coming up next year. And there's a lot of crypto conferences, and this year is so exciting because things are picking up again. Everyone is looking to opportunities. You talk about BlackRock tokenization fund. Even the institutional players are coming in. So stay curious, right, and learn everything about Web3 if you can this year. But yeah, there's always going to be a next Paris Blockchain Week.
Absolutely. Last question that I'm going to ask you is, what is your CSR? What are you doing in terms of your CSR, your corporate social responsibility, for empowering people in financial inclusion, perhaps people from weaker economic backgrounds or stuff?
Yep. The biggest CSR is actually in ensuring there's widespread adoption, right, on onboarding the next billion users into Web3. I actually came from LinkedIn, a social media platform, and our mission back then was to connect the world's professionals, onboard them onto the platform where you get jobs and opportunities. And I see it the same way. I think Web3 is going to build a level playing field, right? It's going to build a more equitable future for the rest of us.
Do you think the ability to know about blockchain or cryptocurrencies should play an impact in someone's credit score?
Wow, good question. Wow, that's tough to answer, to be honest. I think at this moment it's too early to do it, right? Because again, you got to look at what kind of instruments you're looking at, and there's so many different types of instruments. Again, we got to look at, say, regulations. Are they coming in? The safeguards, are they coming in? Is there insurance for some of these products? I think it's too early to tell. But in the future, right, when you talk about, say, crypto becoming an important part of financial instruments, right, then I think it's possible to discuss that.
Sure, absolutely. Do you think human brain computer interface startups such as Elon Musk's Neuralink should be allowed to upload your personality, your memories and your consciousness onto a metaverse?
Wow, very, very deep question. Look, I've always been an advocate for philosophy becoming a more important part of our world. I do think with the metaverse coming in, right, people spending more time in the virtual world, Look, I don't have an answer to this, but right now what I would say is not enough people are discussing such philosophies. Not enough people are discussing the pros and cons and putting up a more, stronger objection on some of these things. And that's why some people have been saying, let's slow it down, right, until we get the right answers. I do think when you start to upload, like say personality, right, and then there are already like identity, like fingerprints and stuff that can be uploaded, you're uploading more and more of yourself, right? And how are people going to use those things? If it's using for you, it's great. But what if it's used against you? What if it's being used for not so good use cases in the future? I do think we have to be quite careful about that. It also depends on if I'm uploading just my personality versus I'm uploading all the other stuff and they're all combined into the same database. That's a little scary because you can create a mini-me in the Metaverse. Yeah, too many questions there to answer that question full on.
Absolutely. How do you think Web3 is going to be different than Web 2?
So many differences, but the key thing is that it's going to introduce decentralization and therefore fairness to a lot more people. That's why we keep talking about how do we build a more equitable future, right? A world where everyone can participate and be inclusive, right? For example, giving access to the unbanked, right? Things that they can't get access to today. I think that's still the very core of blockchain today.
Sure, absolutely. Well, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely.